Good afternoon, graduates. And good afternoon, families, friends, loved ones who are coming into us virtually. We are so excited to be able to see this day come to fruition. On behalf of the faculty and staff, we want to congratulate you as you celebrate this momentous and very traditional celebration of the culmination of nursing study, known as pinning. For some background, the pinning ceremony is closely tied to an award given to Florence Nightingale, known as the Mother of Nursing. She was awarded the Red Cross of St. George in the 1960s for her tireless work in the Crimean War. Soon, the Nightingale School of Nursing at St. Thomas Hospital in London designed and awarded a badge with a Maltese cross to all nurses as they complete their program. And as such, the tradition began. You, the class of 21, have endured so much over the last 4 years, and especially over the last year and a half. You've spent 3 semesters of the most rigorous elements of your nursing study, as well as the critical immersion in the clinical setting, heavily impacted by COVID-19 and its uncertainty. You have handled it all with much grace, understanding, and adaptation. I will say the same for the faculty who rearranged coursework and clinical activities on a moment's notice, guiding and facilitating your journey to this day. You are ready for nursing practice. You are ready for nursing practice. And we look forward to the wonderful ways that you're going to advance nursing through your skills, compassion, and advocacy. Before we proceed with the event, I want to make some acknowledgments. First, for the pinning committee, led by Professors Jamie Bullock and Denise Blaze, right in front here, as well as Delia Berry for her tireless attention to it over the last several weeks. It's been a Herculean job by these folks. And I'd also like to thank Karen Ripley and Sarah Coffey from the nursing office for their work in helping plan this day. Secondly, I'd like to really thank the Student Nurses Association, also known as the SNA. I'm going to go off script a little bit right now and invite them to come up to the stage for a special recognition. Grace Scanlon, Matt Rainville, Delia Berry, Carson Wheeler, Cammie Maycumber, Kyle McLaughlin, Laura Scally, and Maeve McPhail, if you would come up as our president-elect. This group of emerging leaders has dedicated selfless service to the Student Nurses Association this year. During the pandemic, their fundraising didn't waver one bit. In fact, they found very creative ways to advance their activities while also managing all of the challenges of nursing study and clinical. Much of what we are engaged in today is a result of their work and dedication. Grace Scanlon, as president, your leadership has been inspiring, and to the rest of the board, also inspiring. You've set an extremely high bar for the SNA, and Maeve, you're going to take it forward next year. But we are so grateful for your service, and we have a token of appreciation for the amazing work that you've done. Let's give one more round of applause for these students. We have a very special guest here today to deliver the last lecture. And this guest was chosen by all of you. And that the faculty were just so thrilled to hear that you wanted our beloved and your beloved Professor Jeannie Mullen to come and spend this afternoon with you. She was a very special faculty member in our department for several years, and she retired last spring. We've missed her terribly. We didn't get to properly say goodbye, and we're so happy that she's here today. Jeannie?
Hi. So good to see you. So I brought my coconut water because, as you know, my lips sometimes stick to my teeth. So I wanted to be sure and be able to talk to you. "422 days ago, the world began to close. It was reported that people throughout the world were becoming ill with a new virus. It was reported that they were becoming very ill with the virus, many being admitted to intensive care units and many not even surviving in spite of the intensive care. An unfamiliar virus, one that suddenly appeared in our world, was creating great anxiety, great fear, and paranoia. And 422 days ago, UNE stopped in-person teaching in the classroom. We stopped. The instructions were, you need to leave the classrooms, you need to leave the sim lab and the clinical arenas of practice. You need to leave this space, the campus. And no one knew how long this direction would be in effect. We were told that we needed to go somewhere safe, a place where we could avoid this dreaded virus. Maybe go home if you can, and only if your family members were not especially at risk, like an elderly parent, a grandparent, or someone more medically vulnerable. Maybe stay in your apartment with only your friends, roommates, lovers, spouses. And maybe you stayed in your rented house in Old Orchard with those you already lived with. And our multifaceted classroom time of being together was interrupted. Sorry. What did that mean? And of course, fear, anxiety, confusion, anger, grief settled in for all of us. For you, the faculty, and for the administration. We all looked for guidance from each other and from the people that we had always trusted. But there was no clear understanding of what was going on. How long were we to stay apart from each other? And no imagined plan for what to do with our world entering a global pandemic. It was also hard to believe, to understand, even for those who were caregivers in health practices and treatments. We were now expected to care for those infected with the virus. Never within the last century had we all conceived of anything like this happening, let alone knowing what to do, how to offer care, and how to offer hope of stopping the spread and surviving the beast. And we met, you and I, and we met, and we met, and we met, looking at each other's faces, places, spaces, no longer seeing each other in that wonderful multi-dimensional way of learning. of sharing knowledge, of sharing stories. And with anxiety by our sides, we worked hard together to make sense of that time together and to continue to learn from each other. All through all of this, the semester's timing remained the same, and our time together in front of our computers, our iPads, our cell phones began to close. I had to say goodbye to you at this time, as I would not teach you in your senior year. And I had to announce to you that my time teaching at UNE was coming to an end. I was saying to you a final goodbye to all of you through a digital space. And then, 21 days ago, I received a wonderful message from Professor Bullock on Facebook Messenger, no less. I always check those. She said that you wanted me to come to your pinning, your nursing pinning, a most important and memorable ritual in nursing when a student nurse transitions to a practicing nurse. You would now become our colleagues who will care for and will carry all of us through our own lives. I realized with your invitation that it's never too late to say goodbye again. It became for me a lesson that our time together had been trusting of one another and caring for one another. I was and I am so excited and grateful that we are able to be together, to be present to one another on this day and in this time. As we are slowly and cautiously emerging from the isolation and devastation of this pandemic, many words, images, metaphors are being expressed by so many of us and persons around the world. I recently heard words that some use to characterize this emergence. A very familiar phrase: there is a light at the end of the tunnel. But I'm here today to tell you, our graduating nurses, that you have been and continue to be the light along this dark tunnel. Your courage in not giving up your dreams and your studies, your perseverance, your sharpening skills, your growing and sought after knowledge, all give provided guidance and clarity to the journeys that have been and the journeys that lie before all of us. When Delia and Cammie invited me to speak today, they asked that I offer inspiration to you as graduating nurses. That through my experiences and lived years as a nurse, to speak words of wisdom. These are my heartfelt and thought about words. You have and you do inspire me. Like all students today who have endured this medical catastrophe from its very beginning and through its life here, your very strength and hope for the future has guided me in not giving up, in not abandoning hope, and not forgetting the value of everyday life and giving. You have remained constant. You remain devoted to your studies. You modeled and do model hope in this most difficult time, this very frightening time, this very despairing time. You continue to challenge each other and challenge all of us as you carry us in your nursing practice. So maybe I do have a few words of wisdom, and that is, we all have a part in this life. We all have a part to play. Stay faithful to your own part. Explore it, fashion it, and hold on to it no matter what others think of you, want from you, or demand of you. Take your part. Today, take your nursing part. Thank you. So now I want to invite Delia Berry to come to the podium. Thank you.
Hi, guys. Good afternoon, and congratulations. Today is such an important day to us, the day that every nursing student dreams of. It feels like just yesterday we were all moving into our freshman dorms, without masks, of course, clueless as to what the next 4 years were going to bring us. We all had a picture of what our time at UNE was going to look like, and I'm sure many people can relate when I say that these past 4 years were definitely not how we pictured them going, especially this past year. Each of us adapted and persevered through our nursing education, despite the unfortunate setbacks. And I can say confidently that we are one of the most prepared and resilient classes of nursing because of this pandemic. Many of us went home to finish junior year virtually and spent a good amount of time with loved ones, maybe even including them on a virtual simulation to show them exactly how nursing school was working online. Throughout this pandemic, we all learned the value of our families and loved ones because we were able to spend so much time with those who we live with and little to no time with those who had lived far away. To the side of the stage, you will see an empty chair that each one of you will walk past today. We would like to recognize those who could not be here with us today. This chair represents someone different for each of us, whether it be your family and friends on the live stream or even someone dear to you who has passed away. To me, this chair is not just for my family at home, but for my best friend, Sammy, who was the main reason why I decided to enter the nursing field. So, for whomever could not be here with us today, that is who this chair is for. And I'm sure whoever you dedicate this chair to, know that they are so proud of you for everything that you have achieved during your time here at UNE and will continue to be proud of you throughout your nursing practice.
It is my pleasure to welcome to the stage Dr. Ross and Professor Hyde to announce our pinning candidates.
I'd like to introduce Erin Ahmed. Thank you to my mom for being my biggest cheerleader for the past 4 years. I couldn't have done it without you in my corner. I currently work at Wentworth Douglas Hospital and Surgical Services and will be transferring over to the telemetry unit for their new graduate residency program. I see myself either in the ICU setting or back in the surgical setting later down the career.
Kelly Obi. Thank you to all my professors, friends, and family who have supported me over the last 4 years and helped me get to where I am today.
Valerie Avard. I'm incredibly lucky and thankful to have had many supporters continue to root for me and believe in me these past 4 years. Thank you to all of my professors for having an immense passion for nursing. You're true role models to each and every one of us. In 5 to 10 years, I plan to be enrolled in a graduate program to become a nurse anesthetist.
Deja Bale, thank you to my mother, my friends for supporting me through this journey, and I couldn't have made it this far without you all. I am eager to start my career as a registered nurse in Massachusetts and may pursue grad school further down the road. Thank you, UNE.
Delia, Delia Berry. Delia would like to thank her family and, of course, her best friends for their continued support throughout nursing school. She will be pursuing a career in flight nursing, eventually returning to school to receive her master's in nursing and business in hopes to one day becoming a CEO of a hospital.
Julia Busquet. Starting this summer, she will be a part of a nurse residency program at Parkland Medical Center in Derry, New Hampshire, on a progressive care unit. In the future, she wants to continue her education to get a master's degree so she can pursue a career as a nurse practitioner. She wants to thank her family, friends, and mentors who have helped her get to where she is today and who have encouraged her to go one step further.
Patrick Bremner, many thanks to my family and friends for believing me and encouraging me throughout my 4 years of education at UNE. I will be moving to New Orleans to begin my career by participating in a new graduate program where I will be trained to work as a surgical ICU nurse at Tulane Medical Center.
Hannah Cassidy. Thank you to my mom, dad, friends, and family for always believing in me and guiding me in the right direction. In 5 to 10 years, I hope to be traveling the world practicing my nursing skills. After graduation, I will be a new graduate nurse at New England Rehab Center right here in Portland, Maine.
Callan Charest, I would love to thank all the people I've met at UNE, whether it be my clinical instructors, professors, peers, or some of the best friends I've ever had. You all kept me at my best throughout this whole college experience. I'm excited to start my career in Maine Medical Center's ICU.
Kaylin Chiarenza. I want to thank my Gram for being my biggest supporter and always being there to cheer me up, as well as Alex, because you've been by my side through it all. I will hopefully be going back to school to become a pediatric NP in 5 to 10 years and will be starting off as a pediatric oncology nurse.
Jenna Cowan. Jenna would like to say thank you to her family and friends for their support and guidance throughout these last 4 years. She'll be starting her career on R3, a med-surg unit at Maine Medical Center.
Megan Curtis. Thank you to my family and all the friends I've met through this journey for getting me to where I am today. I recently accepted a job at Maine Medical Center and am excited to continuously learn through this career, added experiences, and future schooling. My hope is to one day become a nurse practitioner.
Monica Devon. I want to thank my friends, family, and my boyfriend for believing in me and being my biggest cheerleaders every step of the way. I have accepted a job at Maine Medical Center in the float pool beginning this summer. I'm very excited to start my career as a nurse.
Lindsay Donovan. Lindsay is thankful for the Portland campus professors for guiding everyone through these past 2 years and for supporting us all during the pandemic. She has accepted a position at Elliott Hospital on an oncology unit. Her 5-year goal is to be a pediatric intensive care nurse.
Kira Dwyer. I'd like to thank all the friends, family, and professors who have helped me reach my goals thus far. I plan to start to work at Maine Medical Center upon graduating. In 5 to 10 years, I see myself traveling as a nurse throughout the country.
Abigail Ennis. Abby would like to thank her parents, friends, and God for providing her foundation to get through school. She does not know where she will land or what nursing job she will attempt, but she knows it will be an adventure no matter what or where.
Anne Veneziani. I'm heading back home to Buffalo, New York, where I'm going to be working on our neuroscience floor at Buffalo General Medical Center. In the next 5 years, I plan on returning to school to become a nurse practitioner. Thank you to everyone who helped me to get to where I am today.
Olivia Gagne. I'd like to thank my friends, professors, and most importantly, my mom, dad, brother, and sister for all of the constant support and love. I wouldn't have gotten here without you all. I'm excited to announce I'll be starting my career in the cardiac intermediate care unit at the Elliott Hospital.
Caitlin Galea. A big thank you to my family, friends, and professors for helping me to get this far. Next stop is Providence, Rhode Island. Cheers.
Kylie Gates. In 5 to 10 years from now, Kylie sees herself transitioning from a med-surg position into a specialty nursing area. She would like to give thanks to all the professors and a special thanks to Professor Skulak, her advisor, for guiding her throughout her time as a nursing student.
Emily Jabot. I'd like to thank my family and friends for always supporting me and being there for me these past 4 years. In the next 5 to 10 years, I plan to go back to school to become a nurse practitioner. The specialties that I'm interested in going into are pediatrics and maternity.
Angela Getty. I'd like us to say a big thanks to my friends and family, especially my parents and sister. Thanks to their endless support, I was able to land my dream job as a registered nurse in oncology and will be working at Southern New Hampshire Medical Center. In 5 years, I hope to be a travel nurse so I can help brighten the days of patients all over the country.
Megan Harvey. Meg would like to thank her parents, sister, and boyfriend for all the support and encouragement they have provided over the last 4 years. She'd also like to thank her friends for all the laughs they shared throughout nursing school. She couldn't have done it without you guys. Meg will be pursuing her master's degree in nursing at the University of Southern Maine in the fall.
Sarah Henry. I just wanted to say a huge thank you to my family for everything they've done for me throughout my college career. I wouldn't be who I am or where I am without them. To my 3 best friends, you guys are my rocks, and I cannot wait to see what you all accomplish. I'm happy to say I will be starting my RN career at Southern Maine Health Center on their cardiology unit.
Vanessa Hodge. Vanessa would like to thank her family and friends for the endless amount of love and support they provided throughout these last 4 years. Her success in this program would not have been the same without you all. Vanessa intends to pursue a nursing career on a maternity unit and hopes to eventually go on to become a certified nurse midwife.
Allison Hero. Allison plans on becoming a registered nurse in Massachusetts, and she hopes to work in pediatrics, specifically oncology. She would like to thank her family who has supported her and has been by her side throughout her nursing school endeavor. She looks forward to be able to have more time to enjoy extracurricular activities and spend time with her loved ones.
Elizabeth Keeley. Ellie would like to thank her family, friends, and Brandon for their unwavering support. She has accepted a position at Maine Medical Center in the operating room and is planning to further her career by achieving her certification in OR nursing and becoming a nurse first assist.
Courtney Keller. Thank you to my family, friends, professors, and clinical instructors for all your support and guidance. I wouldn't be where I am today without you all. I am excited to begin my nursing career in the cardiothoracic surgical step-down unit R1 at Maine Medical Center. In 5 to 10 years, I hope to be working on or completing a master's degree in teaching as a clinical instructor.
William Kiernan. Thank you all who have helped me through the last 4 years, especially my mom and dad. It's been an adventure, and I'm excited to pass the NCLEX and start working. I still plan on pursuing my dream of being a flight nurse, caring for critically ill patients.
Natalie Claver. Natalie would like to thank her family, friends, and loved ones for their unconditional support. She has accepted a job at Southern Maine Healthcare on the cardiac unit.
Hannah Leclerc. I'd like to thank all my friends and family, especially my parents and sister, for all their support. In 5 to 10 years, I see myself in either the emergency room or OR at Bay State Medical in Massachusetts.
Rachel LaCroix. Thank you to my friends and family for helping me get through school. A big thank you to the faculty as well for everything.
Sydney Littlefield. Sydney accepted a position to work in the continuing care nursery neonatal intensive care unit at Maine Medical Center upon graduation. She plans on going back to school to get her nurse practitioner's license. She would like to thank her friends and family for supporting her throughout these 4 years.
Cameron Maycomer. Cameron would like to thank her wonderful friends and family who provided nothing but love and support throughout nursing school. She is looking to pursue a career in the ICU and later transition to working with individuals who have craniofacial anomalies.
Angela McClay. I'd like to thank my family and friends for supporting me through these last 4 years. This summer, I'll be starting on an oncology unit at Advent Health in Tampa, Florida.
Lily Meacham. I want to thank my family, especially my mom, sister, and grandparents who are now in heaven for getting me to this point. Without their love, support, and confidence in me, I would not be where I am today. It's definitely bittersweet leaving UNE, but I'm very excited to start my new journey at Maine General Hospital.
Jennifer Merrill. Jennifer would like to thank her incredible family and friends and nursing faculty members for their unconditional support throughout the last 4 years. She feels so grateful to have had them by her side every step of this journey. She's excited to say that following graduation, she will be working on a renal medical surgical unit at Spartan Medical Center in South Carolina. Looking forward to the next 5 to 10 years, she'd like to continue her education and specialize in oncology.
Shannon Netto. Thank you to my parents, friends, and classmates for supporting me and enabling me to be successful over the past 4 years. After graduation, I plan to return to Vermont, but do not know where yet.
Sarah O'Brien. I'd like to thank my mom, dad, and sister for being my biggest supporters and always believing in me. I will be working on the cardiac intermediate care unit at Elliott Hospital in Manchester, New Hampshire. In 5 to 10 years, I hope to have traveled, bought a home, and pursued a master's degree.
John Olszewski. Thank you to my friends and family that helped me along the way. Without you, I wouldn't be here. Right now, I am looking for jobs in Connecticut and see myself as a CRNA in 5 to 10 years. May the golden goose forever find you.
Julia Paini. I'm thankful for my family and my friends getting me through these 4 years and having the opportunity to go to nursing school and pursue my dream of becoming an ICU nurse.
Sierra Pepper. I will be working at Elliott Hospital in Manchester, New Hampshire on the Cardiac Intermediate Care Unit. I want to say thank you to my mom, as I wouldn't be who I am or where I am without her. In 5 to 10 years, I would love to see myself in a pediatric position.
Rachel Potter. Rachel would like to thank her family and friends and her boyfriend, Brennan. Rachel will be starting her career at Maine Medical Center in their ICU. In the next 5 to 10 years, she hopes to be working as an ICU travel nurse.
Matthew Rainville. Matt will be heading back to Massachusetts with hopes of working in the Boston area. He would like to thank his supportive family and classmates who have helped him through these past years. Matt has hopes of enrolling in graduate school in the coming years with an end goal of becoming a DNP in the acute care setting.
Sierra Roberts. Sierra would like to thank her family and friends who got her to where she is today. She has accepted a job at Maine Medical Center after graduation and hopes to continue her passion for psych nursing.
Hope Saucier. I would like to thank my incredible family for supporting me through these last 4 years as I pursue my dream. I would not be here without you guys. I am starting a postoperative oncology and hoping to eventually move into an emergency department in New Hampshire once I establish clinical skills.
Grace Scanlon. The next step in Grace's journey is a full-time new graduate RN position at Mercy Hospital in their nurse residency program. Grace gives her thanks to her wonderful family, including her mother, father, and brothers, and others who have dedicated their advice, time, and love to her as she got through these past 4 years. In the next 10 years, she sees herself traveling the U.S. and globally as a traveling nurse, hopefully with a critical care focus.
Jessica Scott. Thank you to all my friends and family who have helped me succeed these past 4 years. I wouldn't be here where I am today without everyone's support and encouragement during the crazy times of nursing school. After graduation, I will be returning to Vermont to work at Central Vermont Medical Center in the ICU.
Reese Sharps. I'd like to thank my entire family and my friends for their continuous support during my time at UNE. I recently accepted a position at Dartmouth Hitchcock Medical Center on the Intermediary Coronary Care Unit, Cardiac Step-Down Unit. Eventually, I hope to work on a pediatric or neonatal critical care unit. Jackie Spiller. Thank you to all the professors who wouldn't have gotten through this journey, hard-long journey without you. Jacqueline plans to work at Maine Medical Center in the ICU or medical surgical unit. In 5 to 10 years, she hopes to be on a specialty unit and continue her education.
Cassandra Stacy. Cassandra would like to take a moment to thank her family, boyfriend, and friends for supporting her throughout these past 4 years. Cassandra plans on practicing in Maine as a registered nurse.
Mackenzie Stanton. Mackenzie would like to thank her family and friends and all the UNE faculty that supported her over the last 4 years. She is so excited to begin her next chapter as a nurse resident at Dartmouth Hitchcock Medical Center this August. She looks forward to exploring new paths and building her nursing career.
Casey Starkweather. Casey would like to give a heartfelt thanks to her family and friends for supporting her as she accomplished her greatest dream. Casey says, "This one is for you, Dad." She is proud to announce that she will be working for Maine General in their critical care unit after graduation.
Michael Staminsky. I'd like to thank my friends, family, and the staff here at UNE for all of their support throughout the years. I plan to work in Connecticut at the Hospital of Central Connecticut and then go back to school to earn my master's in nursing education.
Phoebe Stritch. Phoebe would like to thank her family and friends for their continued support these past 4 years. She's looking forward to starting as a registered nurse at Maine Medical Center on R6 in orthopedic, neurosurgical, and trauma step-down unit.
Lily Sullivan. Lily would like to thank her nursing professors, friends, and family for always supporting her and encouraging her dreams. Lily is so excited to start her nursing career in the nurse residency program at Dartmouth Hitchcock Medical Center. In the next 5 to 10 years, she hopes to become a family nurse practitioner.
Emily Tavir. Emily would like to thank her mom and sister for being the best nurse role models, her dad and brother for their continued support, her boyfriend for his daily encouragement, and her friends for all the study sessions and fun. Emily has accepted a job in Dartmouth Hitchcock Medical Center's nurse residency program in their emergency department.
Taylor Tibbetts. I want to thank my friends and family. I'm so grateful for your love and support. I'll be starting my nursing career at Maine Medical Center on R4 for surgical oncology. In 5 to 10 years, I hope to be pursuing a master's nursing for education or nurse practitioner for gynecological oncology.
Kaylee Tolios. Thank you to everyone who helped and supported along the way, planning to pursue labor and delivery nursing as an end goal, exploring other options following graduation to gain experience and skills.
Emma Thomas. I want to thank everyone who has stuck by my side throughout this journey. With everyone's support, I have accepted a new graduate position at Southern Maine Healthcare on the Med-Surg oncology floor. In the future, I hope to pursue travel nursing.
Julia Travasso. I would like to thank my parents and sister for always supporting and pushing me to do my best. I would also like to thank the rest of my family, friends, and educators for helping me grow and become the person I am today.
Shaylee Valliere. Shay would like to thank her friends and family who've supported her through these last 4 years. She's accepted a position on the cardiology step-down unit at Duke University Hospital in Durham, North Carolina. She'll be starting at the end of June. In the future, Shay would like to achieve certification as a nurse injector and start working in a dermatology setting.
William Weber. I'd like to thank everyone who has supported me throughout my nursing education. After graduation, I will be working at Maine Medical Center on a cardiac and telemetry unit. I am hoping to go back to school and obtain my CRNA in the future.
Emily Winnick. I'd like to thank my friends and family for helping me throughout this journey. I couldn't have done it without them.
Lily Wolf. Thank you to my friends, family, and professors that have supported me through my undergrad. In the years to come, I hope to gain experience as a labor and delivery nurse before going back to school for my MSN and becoming a certified nurse midwife.
Jessie Young. Jessie is appreciative for the faculty and staff for the last 4 years and giving her everything she needs for the rest of her career. She'll be working at Elliott Hospital on the cardiac intermediate care unit In the next 5 to 10 years, she sees herself becoming a traveling nurse and going back to school to become a neonatal nurse practitioner.
And now I'd like to welcome Grace Scanlon to the podium.
Hey, everybody. Congratulations. Let me get this off. Oh, no. Alrighty. To the nursing class of 2021, we made it. We made it to a moment that we all have been waiting for since the day we started nursing school. The moment where it's official. All those tears, study sessions, rants, joyous celebrations when passing an exam, and the times where giving up ran across your mind. I can now tell you that there's no more need to beat yourself up over the little things. We can all finally take a deep breath. We have gotten through one of the hardest majors, along with doing so during a pandemic, and a time where our society has been tested. But you all have had the perseverance and resilience to go forth as one of the greatest classes in history. We are inspirational and will move forward being some of the best nurses that this world's gonna see. I want you to all think back to our first class with Professor Carter when he was so excited to give us our Tootsie Pops for a job well done after all of our exams. I also want you to think back to Professor Mullen saying hi to every single one of us as we entered that Zoom call with her fun little backgrounds when we thought those times were just so hard and her smiling face helped us get through it. Or how about the time when we had to wear hazmat suits and full PPE during our Adult Health 3 exams? What a fun time that we went through. These are such wonderful moments that we will all carry with us and think back to when times get rough. Now, take a minute with me and think back to your first day of clinical. Where were you? How were you feeling? I'm sure you were scared. I definitely was as well. We were just babies back then, scared to even take a set of vitals. But now look at us. We are on this amazing and wonderful future path where you have all of the skills necessary to be the most competent nurse you can be. We now know how to administer medications and do so many skills that we were scared to even perform for our competency exams. We've all come such a long way. They say nursing is one of the most trusted professions. So take this step into your professional path as a nurse, and you will see just how rewarding and wonderful the job is going to be. This theory was tested of being the most trusted profession this past year, as our nurses faced this pandemic and are still facing it. And now you all have the opportunity to step forward with that passion and dedication burning inside of you. Now it's the time to step forward and fill those big shoes. It's going to be hard. Nobody said it would be easy as we enter these first years as nurses, but know that you are a caring nurse and you have the skill to do so. Again, congratulations, and go forth and use your whole heart to answer the call you are made to answer. I want to give a huge thank you to all of those who contributed to making this beautiful ceremony happen. A huge thank you goes out to Dr. Morton, Professor Blaze, and Professor Bullock for fighting to ensure that this could go on without a flaw. I also want to thank Professor Cardell, Professor Day, Dr. Kramlich, Dr. Ross, and Professor Hyde for their help during this ceremony. And then a huge thank you goes out to the rest of our faculty and staff for dedicating their time to being here today. Another thank you goes out to the wonderful speakers that we've had today, Dr. Baugh and Professor Mullen. What a great speech that we got from them as our last lecture. I'd then like to thank the SNAE board and our volunteers for helping to make this day possible. Delia, your hard work does not go unnoticed. You've put endless hours into making this happen, and we couldn't have done it without you. A big round of applause for those members who made today successful. I want to invite up Professor Bullock, Professor Day, Cardell, Professor Blaze, Dr. Morton, all the people who made today possible, just to give them a little gift of appreciation. Did I get everybody? Professor Mullen, too, if you want to come up. Karen Ripley, Sarah Coffey, Dr. Kramlich, Dr. Ross, all you guys, Professor Hyde, and Dr. Baugh as well. I already gave you your card, but I got a flower for you. A big round of applause for all of them. Without them, today would not have been successful. And we have extra flowers for the rest of our professors as well. So they're going to get little flowers too to send off. Now, graduates, as you proceed out, please go starting with the back row. And we're going to head out to the lawn by Proctor Hall, where those stairs are, to take a class photo. Please remember to social distance and keep your masks on. Once this is done, you can come back in here to take a picture with the photo booth against the blue wall if you'd like. But that's all for today. Thank you and congratulations. Go be in your picture. Go be in your picture.